Hi everyone. So we've got a very impressive video today. Today's the day of the second winching, removing the last two boats that are stuck in the breach. I believe they're going to float the boats as well, so keep tuned to watch that as well, and that'll be later on in the video. I'll do my best to keep it as short as I can for you, but there's a lot going on today, so it might be a bit of a longer video again. They've currently got the digger down there. Let me come and show you. So they've also removed the last bits of the piling, or the railing, sorry. And yeah, both the boats are free and almost ready to be moved. They've been doing little bits of digging since I got here, because I've been here probably a good 2 and a bit hours now. Got here at sunrise. We've been allowed into both sites, which is, honestly, it's been very interesting for me. But I will end the video just here, and I'll start again when the winch is about to happen. I just wanted to get you a little view of what's happening now. So the next thing you see will be the start of the winching. And I'll show you what's going on down here as well real quick, and the setup they've got going on. So this winch will be the main pulling power, and then that is anchored to the original winch that was used on Pacemaker, as well as to a tree down there. Right, we'll be right back, thank you. Hi guys. So they've just started the winching. You might be able to hear it a little bit in the background. I'll quickly show you what equipment they're using. I'll get a better look as well of this. I've already got videos up close, but not with the drone. So do keep an eye out on the channel as well for other videos, because I'll have a whole behind the scenes of all this. I've been allowed in, and before it was great to see. Now it's a very misty day, so you'll have to forgive us for that, but I'll do the best I can. So I'm just being mindful of my drone here. As you can imagine, it's very busy again with drones, so half the task is just making sure I'm out of the way of everyone. Now, I said at the start of this video that it was likely that they'd get both boats out as well as a refloat, but the vibe I'm getting is that things have been behind schedule. And as far as I know now, the second boat is likely to be pulled tomorrow. So if that is the case, be sure to check out tomorrow's video, because that'll be an interesting one. And then as far as the refloating goes, that would either be late on tomorrow or possibly Monday, but my guess would be it'd be late on tomorrow. I just want to say a big thank you to the people that did the super thanks over the last couple of videos. Much appreciated, and I never thought that anyone would want to do that, so I really do appreciate it. And just a quick one as well, please do feel free to like and subscribe. It means that you don't miss any future uploads, and it certainly helps me out, so thank you for that as well, for everyone that has already. Now at this point I don't really want to take my eye off the boat too much, So I'll talk you through what I'm seeing down this end. They've got the one main winch, which is the orange one. That is doing the main pulling. They've got the second winch, which was used for pacemaker. That is just to stabilise the main winch. With the angle of the embankment, it's having to be pivoted quite high, so you need a bit of support at the top of that arm just to stop it from moving about too much. Now you can probably tell from the video it's a fair distance that they're pulling. It's got to be well over 100 metres, I would have thought, so there's a lot of tension on that. I'll do the same as I did with yesterday's video as well. If there's any points where there's not too much happening, I'll quickly fast forward the video. But anything interesting that happens, I'll make sure to play it at normal speed. Now, just really quick as well, when I got down here this morning, they were removing the pilings from the sides of the boat. As you can tell, there's been a lot of progress on that since yesterday's video, and a lot of progress with the ramp as well, with the digger. And I think that I think the digging work is the thing that put them behind schedule the most. Bit of a bigger task than they were expecting potentially, because it's not just, they're not just digging out the ramp, it was all along the sides of the boats that needed to be done. I would guess when the main pull-in begins that it'll be a relatively quick job. They've welded some eyes on the front of the boat, which is where they're pulling from, I believe. They mounted them quite low down, so as you can imagine, as they're pulling it, that'll force the nose of the boat up and stop it from digging into the clay so much. So fingers crossed that works out for them. I'll quickly stop the video here, and next time it makes a move, I'll start it up again. So we're back. They've just started the pull-in again. They added another line to the boat, so that was probably about 15 minutes ago, but now, as you can tell, they're making quick progress of it. Looks like adding that eye to the bottom of the boat so they can pull it up as well as forward is really helping them out. As you can tell, it's very soft clay that it's been dragged through, so not the easiest of jobs for them, I'd imagine. You might be able to hear some of the winching and the lines in the background. There's a good look. Now, I'm not sure whether after this pull they'll immediately start rigging up at least the next boat, or whether they'll just leave that all for tomorrow. It really does depend, I'd imagine, on how much time they've got. I think it's about 1 o'clock now. Now, I'm not sure if the next pull will be more difficult with it being having to get pulled backwards. In my head that would make it more difficult, but I guess we'll get to see that either later on today or tomorrow. I'll have to be mindful here as there's a few drones that are getting quite close to me, one of which you can see. There we go. Now the hardest part of the pull is over, for this boat at least. Getting it up that ramp and out of the mud initially was definitely sounding like it was putting more pressure on the winch, but it seems like it's just sliding along nicely now. Now maybe you could tell me as well, I'd imagine with pacemaker, inserting the cofferdam back behind it for the refill seemed like a relatively easy process, and that the ground wasn't damaged, or it was at least even to some degree. Now, as you can tell from this, there is a lot more of a ridge now, which I can't imagine will be the easiest thing to fill back up. There we go. He's moved out of the way now, thankfully. I saw him coming and I didn't want to get in his way. Yeah, there we go. Looks like the hardest part is over. And now they're making quick work of it. Now, I am going to try and get back into sight if they're going to stop winching for the day. And I'll try and get some up-close footage for you of what it's like going down there. Alright, I'm just going to have to come back up and change my battery, and I'll be right back with you. Hi guys, so I've just gotten home, and you'll see shortly in this next clip that unfortunately someone crashed into my drone. Now, at the time I was recording my mic as well, but I thought I won't include those choice words, so I'm just doing a little bit here. I just want to go over the safety of drone flying again. I don't want to keep badgering you with it, but yeah, do keep line of sight of it, otherwise things like this can happen. Now thankfully my drone's fine, other than a couple props, and I think his was fine as well. I saw it fly off, but yeah, just important to keep that in mind. And don't get me wrong, these things happen, but there it is. Certainly a bit annoying. Now in this shot I prove that I've got line of sight of the drone, which as far as I know they couldn't have, but either way I'm going on a bit. But yeah, successful day getting the first boat out, Ganymede I believe it is, and they were running behind schedule, so as far as I know the next boat move is tomorrow, so do keep an eye out for that. And then once they've got both of those boats out, they will then begin refloating them. You can see the water on the right hand side there is real dirty. That's because they, as you can see in that video, just off to the right, they're pumping the water out of there that's making it through the cofferdam, and that's dirty water which is colouring up that water. Now of course there's no flow to push that away, so it's just like a muddy pond at the minute. But yeah, great day. I just want to say another thank you to everyone that's been watching and everyone that's subscribed, and the super thanks. I know I've already mentioned that, but do appreciate it. Hey, there's me. I'll have to apologise for any rustling as well. I went in high vis today, which we needed, but yeah, it was a bit more rustly than the usual clothing I have. But if you want to see anything, I've got the behind the scenes footage from today. Should get some more tomorrow as well, and then I'll post that as a separate video from the updates, just to keep it nice and simple on what's happening. But yeah, thank you again for watching. Do appreciate your time, and have a good day. Thank you very much.